Kalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhya evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvise Namaha. Reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj and purports of Om Vishnupad Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And we are at Madhya Lila chapter 4, Sri Madhavendra Puri's devotional service.
Which verse?
What did he say?
Which verse, please?
Verse 28. The boy replied, "Sir, I am a coward boy, and I reside in this village. In my village, no one fasts. In this village, a person can beg food from others and does eat. Some people drink only milk, but if a person does not ask anyone for food, I supply him all his eatables. The women who come here to take water saw you, and they supplied me with the milk and sent me to you." The boy continued, "I must go very soon to milk the cows, but I shall return and take back the milk pot from you." Saying this, the boy left the place. Indeed, he suddenly could be seen no more, and Madhavendra Puri's heart was filled with wonder. After drinking the milk, Madhavendra Puri washed the pot and put it aside. He looked towards the path, but the boy never returned. Madhavendra Puri could not sleep. He sat and chanted the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and at the end of the night he dozed a little, and his external activities stopped. In a dream, Madhavendra Puri saw the very same boy. The boy came before him and, holding his hand, took him to a bush in the jungle. The boy showed Madhavendra Puri the bush and said, "I reside in this bush, and because of this I suffer very much from severe cold, rain, showers, winds and scorching heat. Please bring the people of the village and get them to take me out of this bush. Then have them situate me nicely on top of the hill. Please construct a temple on top of that hill," the boy continued, "and install me in that temple. After this, wash me with large quantities of cold water so that my body may be cleansed. For many days I've been observing you, and I've been wondering, when will Madhavendra Puri come here to serve me? I have accepted your service due to your ecstatic love for me. Thus I shall appear, and by my audience all fallen souls will be delivered. My name is Gopal. I am the lifter of Govardhan Hill. I was installed by Vajra, and here I am the authority. When the Muslim attacked, the priest who was serving me hid me in this bush in the jungle. Then he ran away out of fear of the attack. Since the priest went away, I have been staying in this bush. It is very good that you have come here. Now just remove me with care." After saying this, the boy disappeared. Then Madhavendra Puri woke up and began to consider his dream. Madhavendra Puri began to lament. "I saw Lord Krishna directly, but I could not recognize him." Thus he fell down on the ground in ecstatic love. Madhavendra Puri cried for some time, but then he fixed his mind on executing the order of Gopal. Thus he became tranquil. After taking his morning bath, Madhavendra Puri entered the village and assembled all the people. Then he spoke as follows: "The proprietor of this village, Govardhan Dari, is lying in the bushes. Let us go there and rescue him from that place. The bushes are very dense, and we will not be able to enter the jungle. Therefore take choppers and spades to clear the way. After hearing this, all the people accompanied Madhavendra Puri with great pleasure. According to his directions, they cut down bushes, cleared the path, and entered the jungle. When they saw the deity covered with dirt and grass, they were all struck with wonder and pleasure. After they had cleansed the body of the deity, some of them said, "The deity is very heavy, no single person can move him." Since the deity was very heavy, some of the stronger men assembled to carry him to the top of the hill. Madhavendra Puri also went there. A big stone was made into a throne, and the deity was installed upon it. Another big stone was placed behind the deity for support. All the Brahmana priests of the village gathered together with 9 water pots, and water from Govinda Kund lake was brought there and filtered. When the deity was being installed, 900 pots of water were brought from Govinda Kund. There were musical sounds of bugles and drums and the singing of women. During the festival at the installation ceremony, some people sang and some danced. All the milk, yogurt and clarified butter in the village were brought to the festival. Various foods and sweetmeats, as well as other kinds of presentations, were brought there. I am unable to describe all of them. The villagers brought a large quantity of tulasi leaves, flowers, and various kinds of garments. Then Sri Madhavendra Puri personally began the Abhishek, the bathing ceremony. After all, inauspicious things were driven away by the chanting of the mantra. The deity's bathing ceremony started. First, the deity was massaged with a large quantity of oil so that his body became very glossy. After the first bathing, further bathings were conducted with Panchakavya and then with Panchamrita. Then the Mahasnana was performed with ghee and water, which had been brought in 100 pots. After the Mahasnana was finished, the deity was again massaged with scented oil and his body made glossy. Then the last bathing ceremony was performed with scented water kept within a conch shell. After the body of the deity was cleansed, he was dressed very nicely with new garments. Then sandalwood pulp, tulasi garlands, and other fragrant flower garlands were placed upon the body of the deity. After the bathing ceremony was finished, incense and lamps were burned, and all kinds of food offered before the deity. These foods included yogurt, milk, and as many sweetmeats as were received. The deity was first offered many varieties of food, then scented drinking water in new pots, and then water for washing the mouth. Finally, pan mixed with a variety of spices was offered. After the last offering of tambula and pan, Boka Arti was performed. Finally, everyone offered various prayers and then obeisances, falling flat before the deity in full surrender. As soon as the people of the village had understood that the deity was going to be installed, they had brought their entire stocks of rice, dal, and wheat flour. They brought such large quantities that the entire surface of the top of the hill was filled. When the villagers brought their stock of rice, dal, and flour, the potters of the village brought all kinds of cooking pots, and in the morning the cooking began. Ten Brahmanas cooked the food grains, and 5 Brahmanas cooked both dry and liquid vegetables. Excuse me. The vegetables preparations were made from various kinds of spinach, roots and fruits collected from the forest, and someone made bada and badi by mashing dal. In this way, the brahmanas prepared all kinds of food. 5 to 7 men prepared a huge quantity of chapatis, which were sufficiently covered with ghee, clarified butter, as were all the vegetables, rice and dal. All the cooked rice was stacked up on palasa leaves, which were on new cloths spread over the ground. Around the stack of cooked rice were stacks of chapatis, and all the vegetables and liquid vegetable preparations were placed in different pots and put around them. Pots of yogurt, milk, buttermilk, and shikarini, sweet rice, cream, and solid cream were placed alongside the vegetables. In this way, the Anukut ceremony was performed, and Madhavendra Puri Goswami personally offered everything to Gopal. Many water pots were filled with scented water for drinking, and Lord Sri Gopal, who had been hungry for many days, ate everything offered to him. Although Sri Gopal ate everything offered still by the touch of his transcendental hand, everything remained as before. How Gopal ate everything while the food remained, the same was transcendentally perceived by Madhavendra Puri Goswami. Nothing remains a secret to the devotees of the Lord. The wonderful festival and installation of Sri Gopalaji was arranged in one day. Certainly, all this was accomplished by the potency of Gopal. No one but a devotee can understand this. Madhavendra Puri offered water to Gopal for washing his mouth, and he gave him betel nuts to chew. Then, while Aarti was performed, all the people chanted, Jaya, Jaya, O glories to Gopal. Arranging for the Lord's rest, Sri Madhavendra Puri brought a new cot, and over this he spread a new bedspread, and thus made the bed ready. A temporary temple was constructed by covering the bed all around with a straw mattress. Thus there was a bed and a straw mattress to cover it. After the Lord was laid down to rest on the bed, Madhavendra Puri gathered all the brahmanas who had prepared the prasadam and said to them, Now feed everyone sumptuously, from the children on up to the aged. All the people gathered there sat down to honor the prasadam, and by they took food. All the brahmanas and their wives were fed first. Those who took prasadam included not only the people of Govardhan village, but also those who came from other villages. They also saw the deity of Gopal and were offered prasadam to eat. Seeing the influence of Madhavendra Puri, all the people gathered there were struck with wonder. They saw that the Anukut ceremony, which had been performed before during the time of Krishna, was now taking place again by the mercy of Sri Madhavendra Puri. All the brahmanas present on the occasion were initiated by Madhavendra Puri into the Vaishnava cult, and Madhavendra Puri engaged them in different types of service. After taking rest, the deity must be awakened at the end of the day, and immediately some food and some water must be offered to him. When it was advertised throughout the country that Lord Gopal had appeared atop Govardhan Hill. All the people from neighboring villages came to see the deity. One village after another was pleased to beg Madhavendra Puri to allot them one day to perform the Anukut ceremony. Thus, day after day, the Anukut ceremony was performed for some time. Sri Madhavendra Puri did not eat anything throughout the day, but at night, after laying the deity down to rest, he took a milk preparation. The next morning, the rendering of service to the deity began again, and people from one village arrived with all kinds of foods of grains. The inhabitants of the village brought to the deity of Gopal as much food, grains, ghee, yogurt and milk as they had in their village. The next day, almost as before, there was an Anukut ceremony. All the Brahmanas prepared foods and Gopal accepted them. The ideal place to execute Krishna consciousness is Brajabhumi or Vrindavan, when the people are naturally inclined to love Krishna and Krishna is naturally inclined to love them. Throngs of people came from different villages to see the deity of Gopal, and they took Mahaprasadam sumptuously. When they saw the super excellent form of Lord Gopal, all their lamentations and unhappiness disappeared. All the villages in neighboring Brajabhumi, Vrindavan, became aware of the appearance of Gopal, and all the people from these villages came to see him. Day after day, they all performed the Anukut ceremony. In this way, not only the neighboring villages, but all the other provinces came to know of Gopala's appearance. Thus people came from all over, bringing a variety of presentations. The people of Mathura, who are very big capitalists, also brought various presentations and offered them before the deity in devotional service. Thus countless presentations of gold, silver, garments, scented articles, and eatables arrived. The store of Gopal increased daily. One very nice Kshatriya of the royal order constructed a temple. Someone made cooking utensils, and someone constructed boundary walls. Each and every family residing in the land of Brajabhumi contributed one cow. In this way, thousands of cows became the property of Gopal. Eventually, two Brahmanas in the renounced order arrived from Bengal, and Madhavendra Puri, who liked them very much, kept them in Vrindavan and gave them all kinds of comforts. These two were then initiated by Madhavendra Puri, and he entrusted them with the daily service of the Lord. This service was performed continuously, and the worship of the deity became very gorgeous. Thus Madhavendra Puri was very pleased. In this way, the deity worship in the temple was very gorgeously performed for 2 years. Then one day, Madhavendra Puri had a dream. In his dream, Madhavendra Puri saw Gopal, who said, "My bodily temperature still has not decreased. Please bring sandalwood from the Malaya province and smear the pulp over my body to cool me. Bring sandalwood pulp from Jagannath Puri. Kindly go quickly, since no one else can do it. You must." After having this dream, Madhavendra Puri Goswami became very glad due to the ecstasy of love of Godhead, and in order to execute the command of the Lord, he started east towards Bengal. Before leaving, Madhavendra Puri made all arrangements for regular deity worship, and he engaged different people in various duties. Then, taking up the order of Gopal, he started for Bengal. When Madhavendra Puri arrived at the house of Advaita Acharya in Shantipur, the Acharya became very pleased upon seeing the ecstatic love of Godhead manifest in Madhavendra Puri. Advaita Acharya begged to be initiated by Madhavendra Puri. After initiating him, Madhavendra Puri started for South India. Going into South India, Sri Madhavendra Puri visited Remuna, where Gopinath is situated. Upon seeing the beauty of the deity, Madhavendra Puri was overwhelmed. In the corridor of the temple, from which people generally viewed the deity, Madhavendra Puri chanted and danced. Then he sat down there and asked a Brahmana what kinds of foods they offered to the deity. From the excellence of the arrangements, Madhavendra Puri understood by deduction that only the best food was offered. Madhavendra Puri thought, I shall inquire from the priest what foods are offered to Gopinath, so that by making arrangement in our kitchen, we can offer similar foods to Sri Gopal. When the Brahmana priest was questioned about this matter, he explained in detail what kinds of foods were offered to the deity of Gopinath. The Brahmana priest said, in the evening the deity is offered sweet rice in 12 earthen pots. Because the taste is as good as nectar, Amrita, it is named Amrita Keli. The sweet rice is celebrated throughout the world as Gopinath Ksira. It is not offered anywhere else in the world. While Madhavendra Puri was talking with the Brahmana priest, the sweet rice was placed before the deity as an offering. Hearing this, Madhavendra Puri thought as follows: if, without me asking, a little sweet rice is given to me, I can then taste it and make a similar preparation to offer my Lord Gopal. Madhavendra Puri became greatly ashamed when he desired to taste the sweet rice, and he immediately began to think of Lord Vishnu. While he was thus thinking of Lord Vishnu, the offering was completed and the Arati ceremony began. After the Arati was finished, Madhavendra Puri offered his obeisances to the deity and then left the temple. He did not say anything more to anyone. Madhavendra Puri avoided begging. He was completely unattached and indifferent to material things. If without his begging someone offered him some food, he would eat, otherwise he would fast. A Paramahamsa like Madhavendra Puri is always satisfied in the loving service of the Lord. Material hunger and thirst cannot impede his activities. When he desired to taste a little sweet rice offered to the deity, he considered that he had committed an offense by desiring to eat what was being offered to the deity. Madhavendra Puri left the temple and sat down in the village marketplace, which was vacant. Sitting there, he began to chant. In the meantime, the temple priest laid the deity down to rest. Finishing his daily duties, the priest went to take rest. In a dream, he saw the Gopinath deity come to talk to him, and he spoke as follows: "O priest, please get up and open the door of the temple. I have kept one pot of sweet rice for the sannyasi Madhavendra Puri. This pot of sweet rice is just behind my cloth curtain. You did not see it because of my tricks. A sannyasi named Madhavendra Puri is sitting in the vacant marketplace. Please take the pot of sweet rice from behind me and deliver it to him." Awaking from the dream, the priest immediately rose from bed and thought it wise to take a bath before entering the deity's room. He then opened the temple door. According to the deity's direction, the priest found a pot of sweet rice behind the cloth curtain. He removed the pot and mopped up the place where it had been kept. He then went out of the temple. Closing the door of the temple, he went to the village with the pot of sweet rice. He called out in every stall in search of Madhavendra Puri. Holding the pot of sweet rice, the priest called, "Will he whose name is Madhavendra Puri please come and take this pot? Gopinath has stolen this pot of sweet rice for you." Very beautiful story. Okay, we stop here for today and we read further tomorrow. Jai, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Madhya Lila chapter 4, Sri Madhavendra Puri's devotional service ki jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj ki jai. His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Srila Gurudev. Can you put the camera to the table, please? Didi, can you sing, please? Hariyarayo.
Harihara Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Hariyaraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Govindaram
Papa Kawish Guru Garanga, Gandalva Govinda Sunda Good Hari Go Paul Juki.
Yeah.
Guru Garanga, what a good Hari Juki.
Yeah.
Papa Nam, Separavarja Kachara, Bari Atata, Shushima, Sri Tilik near House Mahaj Kijai.
Yeah.
Papa Nam, Separavarja Kachara, Bari Atata, Shushima, Sri Pati Nirmal Chai Mahaj Kijai. Jayam Papa Nam, Separavarja Kachara, Bari Atata, Shushima, Sri Pati Sunda Govinda Day, Goswami Mahaj Kijai. Jayam Papa Nam, Separavarja Kachara, Bari Atata, Shushima, Sri Pati Raka, Shrita Dave, Goswami Mahaj Kijai. Paramahamsa Paravarja Kachara, Bari Atata, Shushima, Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Kijai. Sri Rupanuga Guruvaga Kijai, Namachara Sri Haridas Thakur Kijai, Sri Nisi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Kijai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Kijai, Sri Bhadadev Vijayabhusana Kijai, Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Prabhu Kijai, Sri Narottam Shravananda Srinivasa Acharya Prabhu Kijai, Sri Vrindavan Thakur Kijai, Sri Das Kaviraj Kijai, Sarvashada Sri Nityananda Prabhu Kijai, Sarvashada Sriman Mahaprabhu Kijai, Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath Shama Kunwada Kunku Govardhan Gopal Kijai, Sri Lakshmi Raha Deva Kijai, Sri Bhakti Vigna Rina Shai Sri Nasingate Kijai, Parad Maharaj Kijai, Jai Mahavani Kijai, Ganga Janamarti Kijai, Grandpa Shima Bhagavatam Chaitanya Taritamatan Kijai, Bishop Vaishnava Vaja Sabha Kijai, Akamat Vaja Chaitanya Mat Kijai, Akamat Kijai, Sri Chaitanya Sarat Kijai, Vishwa Vyaki Tadiya Sakamat Kijai, Sri Damayapur Kijai, Sri Damayapur Kijai, Vrindavan Kishodam Lotam Kijai, Sri Bhadadev Vijayabhusana Kijai, Sri Govinda Kuran Kijai, Sri Sadaksha Ganga Dwajo Kijai, Samaveta Vaisnava Vandala Kijai, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Kijai, all the assembled devotees Kijai, Jai Harinam Sankirtan Kijai, Nitai go at Premanandi.
Haribo.